Hey guys, it's Adam from Pixel, and today I want to show off. I want to promote and glaze a couple of art products for digital artists, mostly, that I feel have been transformational in my career as a digital artist who's been doing this for close to 30 years, close to 3 decades. Note, these companies don't know that I'm promoting these products. There are no affiliate links, no sponsorships. I'm doing this pro bono for them, so you're welcome. And note that some of these products aren't the cheapest products on the market, but I personally feel that they are entirely worth every penny because of the value, the long-term value that they have brought me in my art. I'm in a particular position, being an art YouTuber who's done this for over a decade and a half, that gets access to everything from the most high-end flagship stuff down to the most entry-level stuff out there. And very, very rarely do I encounter a product that really changes the game and kind of changes my whole perspective of digital painting products out there. And the first one that might not come as any surprise if you've seen any of my other review videos is the Tourbox. There are many accessories out there for artists that are kind of keyboard shortcut replacements. Huion makes them, XP Pen, ZenSlabs, Wacom, etc. They've all kind of come out with their own. And I've tried them all. But when I first unpacked and used a Tourbox, when they first sent me the product for review, within 10 minutes of using this product, I mean opening it up, setting up some keyboard shortcuts and working in Photoshop with it, I knew I had a problem, because my first thought was, holy shit, this was easy to use. This was incredibly intuitive because everything's basically set up like a video game controller. So you just need muscle memory. You don't need to actually look at the product, which is usually something that slows down your flow. This one, your hands know where to go automatically. But my first thought was, shit, I don't want to have to develop a dependency on this because it's so good. I don't want to. I'm perfectly fine. I've been working with a keyboard my entire life, working professionally. And you still can. This is not a necessity as far as products go. But for the type of artwork that I do, which is digital painting, not so much line art, it really sped my process up by at least 50%. And it's small, and you can tuck it away anywhere. You can take it on the road, depending on how you work. And it's such an easy, excellent product that I'm amazed nobody thought of before. What do I love about it? Number one, setting it up and using it is right away. When you open up the software and you want to set a keyboard shortcut, you just have to actuate one of the functions on this, whether it be turn or press or whatever, and it immediately finds it in the menu. You set your keyboard shortcut and you're good to go. So it's very fast to set up and edit. You can use it anywhere. It's not just for Photoshop. You can use it in any app, painting or otherwise. I use it in Nomad. I use it in Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, Safari, Google Chrome, whatever. You can set keyboard shortcuts for anything. And because it's so intuitive, because there's so many different types of buttons that work pretty much like a video game controller, your hands just know where to go intuitively, and it immediately makes that process easier. Bluetooth connection, flawless. Battery life, fantastic. Build quality. I've put hundreds of hours into this thing. It still looks like brand new. I can't glaze this product enough. And yes, very sadly, I have developed a dependency on this, both on desktop and on mobile. Note, there are a few different versions of this product depending on your needs and depending on your budget. The entry level one is the Tourbox Neo, which I reviewed. I've actually reviewed all of them, so if you just look up Lucid Pixel Tourbox, you can find all of my reviews. The Neo has less buttons and it's wired only connection via USB. Then you have the Tourbox, more buttons. Tourbox Elite, which is Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth connection is flawless. Never had a single issue with the Bluetooth connectivity in my particular case. And the Tourbox Elite Plus, which is the only one that works for desktop and mobile. And that includes iPad or Android tablet. Okay? So you have those different options and they come at different price points. They do go on sale. Check it out. I don't have an affiliate link for you today, but just keep an eye out for sales and stuff like that. I think it's worth every penny. Who is this not for? I find that artists who do more line art, like the other day, Emily was working on a cartoon, and I gave her one of my tablets to work on, and she didn't really see a use case for it because she just picks a line size and draws her whole thing with it. In my particular case, I'm constantly dynamically changing sizes because I paint digitally. So I'm constantly changing the thickness of my pen, and I'm constantly changing settings. So for somebody who doesn't change settings, you just kind of plug and play, then this might be less useful for you. But if you're more into digital painting like me, try it. You'll see. It's pretty freaking awesome. Okay. Speaking of mobile tablets, that's my second product, the Wacom Movink Pad Pro 14, which I also reviewed on my channel. You can go check it out. Why do I love this product so much? Well, over the years, the only real, in my opinion, mobile tablet that I would ever consider was the iPad, which I have over here. Here's the iPad Air, the 13-inch iPad Air. I've also used and reviewed and have owned all of the iPads out there, from the iPad Mini, the iPad Air, the 11-inch, the 13-inch, the iPad Pro, 13-inch, all the way up to the highest end M4, M5 iPad Pro with nano texture. And I've always appreciated, from an artistic perspective, all of the innovations that Apple has done over the years, including the pinch, which the pinch feature on the Apple Pencil Pro that you could use to, in my particular case, I use it for color picker, which was very useful, or the nano texture, which from an artistic perspective, I love because it makes the touch and the drawing experience feel like you're actually drawing on a pen display. And it's powerful as hell, and it's extremely versatile. You've got all your apps on it. I really, really loved it for that, all that power. And as far as what I considered the best option for mobile drawing for professional artists, the iPad was the way to go as far as that goes, particularly the larger sizes. However, the minute I got the Wacom Movink Pad Pro 14, I immediately realized I don't like drawing on the iPad. What was the problem? Well, number one, it's the glass. Okay, unless you get the nano texture, which comes at an extra expense. And most importantly, I don't like the Apple Pencil. I don't like the Apple Pencil. I don't like the way it feels. It feels like drawing with a crayon to try to do precise artwork. And the minute I got my hands on the Pro Pen 3, the Wacom Pro Pen 3, and I started drawing on this Wacom Movink Pad Pro, I immediately realized now I feel like I'm working on a professional tablet. The surface and the pen design with the action buttons and everything like that is exactly what iPad is missing. If they could update their garbage pen, they would convert a lot of artists back onto the iPad. Confided they actually do something about the surface as well. Now, yeah, okay, you get things like Paper-like and all that kind of stuff, but no. It's not a true pen display. It's not a pen display designed for artists. Now, it does have a default drawing app, but for me, my app of choice is Clip Studio Paint. This is pretty much a professional drawing app for artists, and I find that Clip Studio Paint works perfectly. In fact, I prefer Clip Studio Paint on mobile than I do on desktop, and I have the desktop version as well. It is fantastic. Now, what do I love about it so much? Number one, I love the surface. Number two, I love the wider aspect ratio. I'm much less of a fan of the square aspect ratio of the iPad. Number three, the pen is spectacular. It is a serious pro pen. Number four, battery life is fantastic. The weight is fantastic. The ergonomics are fantastic. I love everything about this. The only thing I would watch out for is if you need more power, let's say you do a lot of heavy work in ZBrush or Blender or Nomad, or you want to have multiple apps open. If power is what you're looking for, you might want to opt for the iPad instead, because I found that, like, I have been exploring Nomad. It does work, but if I have multiple apps open like Nomad and Clip at the same time, things start getting laggy. However, I've had zero issues working on high resolution canvases in Clip Studio Paint. This is really, really, really designed for digital artists like myself. But you do get access to these 3D apps, which work fine on their own. Do note that you'd probably want to stress test it first, as far as that goes. What also happened when I got the Wacom Movink Pad Pro 14? Getting this actually, surprisingly, made me fall in love with the iPad again, but for very, very ironic reasons. By choosing this as my designated drawing, painting tablet, mobile painting tablet, I demoted this to an iPad, a real iPad, meaning I don't use this for drawing at all. I never use the Pro Pen. In fact, I wouldn't even waste my money on getting a pen at all. I use this as a productivity app for I use it when I'm streaming and I want to read comments. I use it for Pinterest references. I have it sitting down there for Pinterest references, for checking out my emails, things like that. I am not at all using this for drawing anymore. This is my mobile drawing tablet. I don't like drawing on the iPad. Because I don't use the iPad as a drawing device anymore, I actually get use out of it on a daily basis. It's quite interesting. Watching movies, playing chess, watching YouTube videos, etc. That's what the iPad is really designed for, in my opinion. If they could update their goddamn pen, that I might change my tune on this. But after using this on a mobile tablet, on the Wacom Movink Pad Pro 14, I'm not going back. And note that this is a fraction of the cost of the iPad, because the iPad's extremely expensive, especially if you get the iPad Pro with Nano, you're paying a third the price. So how do I set myself up? Take this, I stick it on my lap, I sit with my arm resting on the table. Here's my Tourbox. I grab my pen, my iPad goes over here, or my iPhone, or whatever I have access to. Open this up, get my Pinterest references, and I draw, and I can screen record and do all that kind of fun stuff. I absolutely love this thing. If you're a ZBrush user, it doesn't have ZBrush yet. ZBrush is only available on iPad right now, so you'd probably want to get that instead. But there you go. There's my little glaze of a couple of products that I feel are absolutely revolutionary and worth every penny. With that said, thank you again to Wacom and Tourbox for your incredible innovations, and you're welcome for the free promotion. If you guys have any questions and recommendations on products that you feel have been very revolutionary for you as digital artists, let me know in the comments below, because I might one day end up making a follow-up video to this, because if there's something that is bringing us value, I want to use my platform to help amplify their product and amplify their influence. Sound good? With that said, I love you all with all my heart, and happy painting. Take care.
As the desert train rolls by, try to make Lone Pine by morning. Miles of highway in the sand.